The 1980s, a transformative decade for agriculture. While the farm crisis was hitting North America hard, tractor manufacturers were locked in an innovation arms race, pushing boundaries and redefining what a modern tractor could do. And right in the thick of it, Massey Ferguson. With their distinctive red paint and reputation for reliability, Massey Ferguson tractors became icons of 1980s agriculture. But these weren't just reliable workhorses. These were sophisticated machines packed with innovation, engineering excellence, and features that farmers actually wanted. Today, we're counting down 10 brilliant Massey Ferguson tractors from the 1980s. These are the machines that kept farms running during tough times, that introduced technologies still used today, and that earned Massey Ferguson its legendary status among farmers worldwide. So let's fire up those Perkins engines and dive into a decade of red excellence. Number 10. Massey Ferguson 230. Starting our list at number 10 is the humble but brilliant Massey Ferguson 2030, a compact tractor that proved size isn't everything. Released at the start of the decade, the 2030 was powered by a 3-cylinder Perkins diesel engine, producing around 33 horsepower. Now, that might not sound impressive, but this little tractor punched way above its weight class. The 2030 was designed for small farms, orchards, vineyards, and specialty operations where maneuverability mattered more than raw power. What made the 230 brilliant was its versatility and build quality. This tractor featured a synchronized transmission with 8 forward gears, giving operators excellent speed selection for various tasks. The tight turning radius made it perfect for working between rows in orchards or navigating tight farmyards. Despite its compact size, the 230 featured a Category 1 3-point hitch with sufficient lift capacity for most implements in its power class. The engine, while small, was a Perkins AD 3.152. Known for legendary reliability and fuel efficiency. These engines would run forever with basic maintenance. The 230 also featured power steering as standard equipment, which was still a premium feature on compact tractors in the early 1980s. But here's why the 230 earns its spot on this list. It was affordable. During the farm crisis of the early 1980s, when many farmers were struggling financially, the 230 provided a dependable, capable tractor at a price point that didn't require massive debt. Thousands of small farmers kept their operations going thanks to tractors like the 230. Many MF 230s are still working today, more than 40 years later. That's not just good engineering, that's brilliant design philosophy. Build it simple, build it tough, and make it affordable. The 230 embodied all 3 principles perfectly. Number 9. Massey Ferguson 698. At number 9, we jump up the power scale dramatically to the Ferguson 698, a 4-wheel drive powerhouse that redefined what a big tractor could do. The 699 was Massey Ferguson's answer to farmers who needed serious pulling power. Equipped with a turbocharged Perkins V8 diesel engine, producing approximately 180 horsepower, the 699 was built for heavy draft work. But power alone didn't make the 699 brilliant. It was how that power was delivered. The 698 featured Massey Ferguson's multi-power transmission, which provided 16 forward and 4 reverse gears. This transmission included a splitter that effectively doubled the gear range, allowing operators to find the perfect speed for any application. The multi-power system could be shifted on the go, which significantly improved productivity compared to tractors requiring full stops for gear changes. The 4-wheel drive system on the 698 was sophisticated for its era. Equal-sized wheels front and rear provided excellent traction distribution, and the front axle featured differential locks for maximum grip in difficult conditions. The hydraulic system was powerful and responsive, capable of handling the largest implements of the day. What made the 698 truly brilliant was its cabin. Massey Ferguson equipped the 698 with one of the most comfortable and well-appointed cabs in the industry. Excellent visibility in all directions, effective climate control, and low noise levels meant operators could work long hours without excessive fatigue. The cab was mounted on isolators that absorbed vibration, further improving operator comfort. The 698 demonstrated that Massey Ferguson could compete in the high horsepower market dominated by American manufacturers. It proved that a well-engineered tractor with thoughtful features could win over farmers, even in a crowded marketplace. The 698 remains highly sought after by collectors today, particularly in four-wheel drive configuration. Number 8. Massey Ferguson 2675. Number 8 takes us to one of the largest tractors Massey Ferguson built in the 1980s, the mighty 2675. The 26-75 was part of Massey Ferguson's 2600 series, designed specifically for large-scale farming operations. With a Perkins V8 engine producing around 225 horsepower, this tractor was built to handle the biggest jobs. But raw power was just the beginning of what made the 26-75 special. This tractor featured Massey Ferguson's advanced speed shift transmission, offering 18 forward speeds. The transmission design allowed for efficient power delivery across a wide speed range, from slow cultivation work to faster transport speeds. The splitter could be operated while moving, giving operators flexibility without stopping. The four-wheel drive system on the 2675 was engineered for maximum traction efficiency. The front wheel assist engaged automatically based on wheel slip sensors, optimizing power distribution for conditions. This intelligent four-wheel drive system reduced tire wear and fuel consumption while maximizing pulling power when needed. One brilliant feature of the 2675 was its hydraulic system capacity. With multiple remote hydraulic circuits and high flow capacity, the 2675 could power complex implements that required substantial hydraulic volume. This made it ideal for operating large planters, heavy tillage equipment, and sophisticated implements that were becoming common in the mid-1980s. The cab design on the 2675 represented the pinnacle of Massey Ferguson's operator environment engineering. Superb visibility, intuitive control layout, and excellent sound insulation created a working environment that reduced operator stress during long days. The air suspension seat and climate control system were top of the line for the era. The 2675 showed that Massey Ferguson could build tractors that competed directly with Deere, International Harvester, and Case in the high horsepower segment. It proved the company's engineering capabilities extended across the entire power spectrum. Number 7. Massey Ferguson 399. At number 7, we have a tractor that became a favorite among livestock farmers and mixed operations. The Massey Ferguson 3. The 399 sat in the utility tractor range, producing around 95 horsepower from its four-cylinder Perkins engine. What made this tractor brilliant wasn't flashy technology or record-breaking power. It was exceptional balance, versatility, and thoughtful design. The 399 featured Massey Ferguson's 8-speed transmission with a 2-range gearbox, providing 16 forward speeds. This gear selection made the 399 incredibly flexible, equally at home pulling tillage equipment, operating a loader, or running a PTO-driven implement. The clutch was smooth and progressive, making the tractor pleasant to operate in stop-and-go work. Hydraulic performance on the 399 was outstanding. The 3-point hitch featured position control, draft control, and response control, giving operators precision in how implements responded to load changes. This was advanced hydraulic management for a mid-range tractor in the early 90s. The hydraulic lift capacity was generous, handling implements well beyond what you'd expect from a 95 horsepower tractor. The 399 became legendary for loader work. The front axle design and weight distribution made it stable with a loader, and the responsive hydraulics provided excellent bucket control. Many farmers chose the 399 specifically because it excelled at loader work, while still having enough power for serious field work. Build quality on the 399 was exceptional. These tractors were built to last, with heavy castings, substantial axles, and robust drivetrains. The simplicity of design meant maintenance was straightforward and parts availability was excellent. Farmers appreciated that they could keep their 399s running with basic tools and mechanical knowledge. The 399 represented the sweet spot in Massey Ferguson's lineup. Enough power for serious work, simple enough for reliable operation, and versatile enough to handle any task a diversified farm required. Number 6. Massey Ferguson 390. Halfway through our list at number 6 is the Massey Ferguson 3090, a tractor that ushered Massey Ferguson into the modern era. Released in 1986, the 3090 was part of the new 3000 series that featured updated styling and, more importantly, updated technology. With approximately 90 horsepower from a turbocharged four-cylinder Perkins engine, the 3090 was aimed at progressive farmers who wanted modern features. The 3090 introduced Massey Ferguson's Dynashift transmission to this power class. This transmission featured a synchronized shuttle that allowed direction changes without clutching, dramatically improving efficiency in loader work and operations requiring frequent direction changes. The main transmission offered 16 forward and 12 reverse speeds, providing excellent speed selection. What made the 3090 brilliant was its electronic monitoring system. While primitive compared to modern standards, the 3090's instrument panel provided digital readouts for critical information: engine RPM, PTO speed, forward speed, engine hours, and fuel consumption. This information helped operators optimize performance and schedule maintenance accurately. The cab on the 3090 represented a significant leap forward in operator comfort. Designed using ergonomic principles, the control layout was intuitive and required minimal movement. The flat floor design made entry and exit easy, and the large glass area provided excellent visibility. Sound insulation reduced cab noise levels to among the lowest in the industry. The 3090 also featured improved hydraulics with closed-center load sensing capability. This system provided hydraulic power only when needed, reducing parasitic losses and improving fuel efficiency. The electronic hitch control allowed operators to save settings for different implements, streamlining implement changes. The 3090 demonstrated that Massey Ferguson was embracing electronics and modern technology while maintaining the reliability and simplicity farmers expected. It bridged the gap between traditional mechanical tractors and the computer-controlled machines that would dominate the 1990s. Number 5. 2775. At number 5, we have the pinnacle of Massey Ferguson's articulated tractor line. The 2775 was an articulated four-wheel drive tractor producing approximately 2040 horsepower from a Cummins V8 diesel engine. But what made this tractor brilliant wasn't just its impressive power output. It was the engineering philosophy behind articulated steering and how Massey Ferguson executed it. Articulated tractors bend in the middle rather than steering with the front wheels. This design provides several advantages: better traction distribution, a tighter turning radius for the wheelbase, and more stable operation on slopes. The 2775's articulation joint was engineered for durability, with massive pins and bushings designed to handle hundreds of thousands of cycles. The transmission on the 2075 was a power shift unit offering 12 forward and 4 reverse speeds. Shifts could be made under load without interrupting power delivery, crucial for maintaining productivity in heavy tillage work. The torque converter provided smooth power delivery and protected the drivetrain from shock loads. One brilliant feature of the 2075 was its differential lock system. Both front and rear axles featured lockable differentials, and when engaged, all 4 wheels received equal power. In difficult conditions, this provided unstoppable traction. The system disengaged automatically above certain speeds to prevent drivetrain damage. The operator station on the 2075 was designed for long hours in demanding conditions. The cab was spacious with excellent visibility of the hitch and implements. The air ride seat and cab suspension system absorbed shocks that would exhaust operators in tractors without such systems. Controls were logically arranged and within easy reach. The 2775 competed directly with tractors from Steiger, Versatile, and other articulated specialists. That Massey Ferguson could build a tractor that held its own against dedicated four-wheel drive manufacturers spoke volumes about the company's engineering capabilities. Number 4. Massey Ferguson 3140. At number 4 is the Massey Ferguson 3140, a tractor that many farmers consider the best all-around tractor Massey Ferguson built in the 1980s. The 3140 produced around 135 horsepower from a 6-cylinder turbocharged Perkins engine. This power level put it in the sweet spot for many farming operations. Enough power for serious field work, but not so much that it was overkill for everyday tasks. The Perkins engine was renowned for its reliability, fuel efficiency, and smooth power delivery, The 3140 featured Massey Ferguson's Autotronic transmission, which was revolutionary for its time. This transmission combined a traditional synchronized gearbox with an electronic clutch management system. The system could automatically modulate the clutch for smooth starts and stops, reducing operator workload and making the tractor easier to operate for less experienced drivers. What made the 3140 truly brilliant was its hydraulic system. Featuring Massey Ferguson's advanced hydraulic linkage, the 3140 offered precise three-point hitch control with multiple modes: position control for precise implement positioning, draft control for maintaining consistent working depth, and intermix control that combined both strategies. This level of hydraulic sophistication gave farmers unprecedented control over implement performance. The 3140 also featured an independent PTO with multiple speed options: 540 RPM, 1000 RPM, and even a ground speed-related PTO option. This versatility made the tractor compatible with virtually any PTO-driven implement available. The PTO engagement was smooth and progressive, protecting both the tractor and implement from shock loads. The cab design on the 3140 was outstanding. Large windows provided 360-degree visibility, crucial for operating loaders or working near obstacles. The climate control system maintained comfortable temperatures in all weather, and the sound insulation kept noise levels remarkably low. Many farmers commented that the 3140's cab was the most comfortable place on their farm. The 3140 remained popular well into the 1990s and is still highly regarded today. It represents the culmination of decades of tractor design experience, combining power, versatility, comfort, and reliability into one exceptional package. Number 3. Massey Ferguson 595. The bronze medal goes to the Massey Ferguson 595, a tractor that became legendary for its toughness and reliability. The 5.1 was equipped with a 6-cylinder Perkins diesel engine, producing approximately 80 horsepower. While not the most powerful tractor in its class, the 5.1 was built like a tank. The drivetrain featured heavy-duty components throughout, from the clutch to the final drives. This tractor was designed for farmers who needed a machine that would work hard, day after day, year after year. What made the 595 brilliant was its simplicity combined with capability. The transmission offered 12 forward and 4 reverse speeds, providing good speed selection without unnecessary complexity. The gears were synchronized, making shifting smooth and easy. The hydraulic system was robust and straightforward, with enough capacity to handle heavy implements but simple enough that farmers could maintain and repair it themselves. The 595 featured an excellent weight-to-power ratio that gave it surprising pulling ability. The long wheelbase and well-balanced design provided stability in all conditions. The three-point hitch featured draft control that actually worked reliably, something not all tractors of this era could claim. Farmers appreciated that they could set the draft control and trust it to maintain consistent working depth. Build quality on the 5 was exceptional. The castings were heavy, the sheet metal was thick, and everything was overbuilt. This wasn't elegant engineering. This was brute force reliability. Farmers in harsh climates or demanding conditions gravitated toward the 595 because they knew it wouldn't let them down. The 595 also featured one of the best power steering systems in its class. Even at low engine speeds, steering remained light and responsive. The brakes were powerful and reliable, important for safely operating on hills or pulling heavy loads. Many MF595s accumulated 10,000, even 20,000 hours with nothing more than routine maintenance. That kind of durability isn't accidental. It's the result of conservative engineering and quality construction. The 595 proved that sometimes the most brilliant design is the one that simply refuses to quit working. Number 2. Massey Ferguson 1080. At number 2, we have a compact tractor that delivered full-size performance, the Massey Ferguson 1080. The 1080 produced around 50 horsepower from a 3-cylinder Perkins diesel engine. But calling this just a compact tractor doesn't do it justice. The 1080 was engineered to deliver the capabilities of much larger tractors in a package that could work in tight spaces. What made the 1080 brilliant was its transmission and hydraulic system. The transmission offered 12 forward and 4 reverse speeds, unusual for a compact tractor of this era. This gear selection meant the 1080 could crawl along for precision work or travel at reasonable road speeds. The synchronized transmission made shifting easy, and the clutch was light and progressive. The hydraulic system on the 1080 was its secret weapon. Category 2 3-point hitch with draft control was standard, giving this compact tractor the ability to handle implements typically reserved for much larger machines. The hydraulic lift capacity was impressive, and the system featured position and draft control that rivaled tractors twice its size. The 1080 featured a tight turning radius that made it perfect for livestock operations, vegetable farms, and orchards. Despite its compact size, it offered surprising stability thanks to thoughtful weight distribution. The optional industrial loader was perfectly matched to the tractor, providing excellent breakout force and smooth operation. Build quality was exceptional. The 1080 shared many components with larger Massey Ferguson tractors, giving it durability beyond what you'd expect from a compact machine. The Perkins engine was bulletproof, the transmission was robust, and the final drives were overbuilt. Farmers could work their 1080s hard without worrying about premature wear. The 1080 proved that compact didn't have to mean compromised. It showed that with smart engineering, a smaller tractor could deliver genuine capability. For farmers with small to medium acreage, or those needing a versatile second tractor, the 1080 was nearly perfect. Number 1. Massey Ferguson 2745. And at number 1, the most brilliant Massey Ferguson tractor of the 90s. The 2745 was the Goldilocks tractor. Not too big, not too small, but just right. With approximately 150 horsepower from a turbocharged 6-cylinder Perkins engine, the 2745 offered enough power for serious work while remaining manageable and economical. What made the 2745 the most brilliant Massey Ferguson of the decade was how everything came together perfectly. The multi-power transmission with 18 forward speeds provided infinite versatility. The splitter could be shifted on the go, and the gear spacing was ideal for both field work and transport. Farmers consistently praised the transmission for its smooth operation and logical gear progression. The hydraulic system on the 2745 was phenomenal. Dual remote hydraulics, high flow capacity, and responsive controls made operating complex implements effortless. The 3-point hitch featured all control modes and could lift heavy implements easily. The electronic draft control, introduced on later models, provided precise implement control that improved work quality and reduced operator workload. The 2745 was available in both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive configurations, with the 4-wheel drive model being particularly popular. The 4-wheel drive system provided excellent traction without the complexity of articulated steering. The front axle was rugged and well-designed, handling the added stresses of 4-wheel drive operation without issues. The cab on the 2745 was the best Massey Ferguson offered in the mid-1980s. Spacious, quiet, and comfortable, it featured excellent visibility and intuitive controls. The climate control system worked effectively in all conditions, and the sound insulation kept noise levels low even under heavy load. The air suspension seat and adjustable steering column allowed operators to find their perfect driving position. But here's why the 2745 truly deserves the number 1 spot: reliability and longevity. These tractors simply worked day after day, year after year. The Perkins engine was nearly indestructible with proper maintenance. The drivetrain was robust enough to handle decades of hard work. Hydraulic components were quality pieces that lasted. The 2740s represented everything Massey Ferguson had learned about building tractors over decades of experience. It combined adequate power, excellent versatility, superior operator comfort, and legendary reliability. Farmers who bought a 2740s got a tractor that would serve them faithfully for decades. Many 2745s are still working today, 40 years after they were built. That's not just good engineering, that's brilliant design that transcends time. The 2745 is the tractor that defines what made Massey Ferguson great in the 1980s and why the red machines earned such loyalty from farmers worldwide. From compact workhorses to articulated giants, these 10 tractors represent the best of Massey Ferguson's 1980s engineering. They prove that brilliant doesn't always mean most powerful or most advanced. Sometimes brilliant means reliable. Sometimes it means versatile. Sometimes it means building exactly what farmers need, even during the toughest times agriculture has faced. The 1980s were difficult years for farming. The farm crisis put tremendous financial pressure on operations across North America and Europe. Equipment had to work, had to last, and had to deliver value. Massey Ferguson's tractors did exactly that. These red machines kept farms running when failure wasn't an option. What's remarkable is how many of these tractors are still working today. Drive through rural areas and you'll still see MF399s, 595s, and 2745s in daily use. That longevity isn't accidental. It's the result of thoughtful engineering, quality construction, and designs that prioritized function over flash. Massey Ferguson's brilliance in the 1980s wasn't about building the biggest or fanciest tractors. It was about building machines that farmers could depend on, that delivered honest value, and that would still be working decades into the future. Mission accomplished. What's your favorite Massey Ferguson from the 1980s? Do you have personal experience with any of these models? Share your stories in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content celebrating the machines that built modern agriculture. Until next time, keep those red machines running.